After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwans.com. After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwans.com.
Whatever you guys need.
Now, see, that's the thing. I had the one volume level down. Hi there, this is Jim the Keys bartender.
And Jenna the Not Keys bartender.
Not Keys, yes. And Tyler's taking a phone call right now, but he'll be right back. This is episode 178.
178.
Single white male.
Single white male.
SWM. An homage to single white female.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
The copycat movie. That was creepy as hell.
Yeah. So, Keith, my bar friend.
Yes.
Who is a mechanic.
He's a local.
The local. Funny guy.
Yeah.
Quirky.
Nice guy.
I came into work Sunday, and I was pulling in, and I see Keith pulling in his Jeep, and I run in the back. I think it's going to take me, it's going to take me a minute or two to get situated. I'm going to get some supplies before I clock in. I know I do that before I clock in, but it's a couple minutes. We don't make a lot on the clock, so I like to save a step instead of going inside, clocking in, and going back outside. Yeah. So I figure, hey, Keith is going to be sitting at the bar. He's not there yet. I come walking in, I clock in, get with my stuff, and there he is. I'm wearing a Corona shirt. He's wearing the same exact shirt. And I said, wow, people are going to start talking. And he goes, well, Jim, I'm trying to do his voice. Hey, Jim, he grew up down here.
Right.
I just saw you wearing a Corona shirt. I had one in the back of my Jeep. So I put it on. And I go, Keith, that's fucking creepy. Congratulations. You creeped me out. I just started the day and you creeped me out. And then he also this week, he got his head shaved down to a 1/4 inch. And I did that years ago when I was in college, when I was in ROTC, when I went to the wrong barber. We thought we were going to get a high and tight because we had a drill instructor, a gunnery sergeant, and he always busted our balls because most of us were Navy option. In the reserves, when you're in college, in Navy ROTC, they had naval officers, they had one Marine officer, and they had a Marine gunnery sergeant who was in charge of inspections and your fitness and PT and all that stuff. So we wanted to impress him one time. We went out. We all went to a barber and we said, "Hey, listen, can you give us a Marine style haircut, high and tight? And this way you stop busting our balls for a couple months, right? Until it was February, so we figured, we'll make it. It'll go back kind of by the time we finish by May." And we'll be all right for the summer. He won't be busting our balls. But we wouldn't see him for like 4 or 5 months. Well, this guy, he's an old Italian guy, and he worked at the Drexel barber shop. The Drexel had a barber shop in the basement of in the lower level of its student activity center.
Okay.
And he said, well, do you want us to set? We said high and tight. He goes, what do you want it? And I think I was the first one. I was the first one. Well, he said he did. And he says, we go 1/4 inch. And he gave us one of the ones where he might as well just shaved our heads.
Right. Shave it.
I mean, you saw scalp. You had like a bristly, we were just bristly thing. And we were on a college campus, early 80s. And the only people that had haircuts like that were skinheads. That Alex, I guess a lazy skinhead who didn't stay on top of it.
Right.
And or a mental patient, right?
Yeah, so they don't pull their hair out.
Yeah, and one of the uniforms you used to wear was a black utilities, we called them. It was a black shirt, black pants, black tie, black belt with a brass
Buckle.
brass buckle, brass medals, and they were walking around, and we definitely looked very right wing. Oh my God! I mean, a lot of people, because that wasn't one of those. It wasn't when you typify, you see a Navy uniform. That wasn't one of the ones you'd see. You see the Navy.
The white with the blue, with the navy blue and the stripes. And the,
Yeah, well,
right?
the officer ones were the dark, almost black, the black jacket with the white shirt, black tie, black pants, and black shoes. But this was, we called these utilities, and we're walking around, you go on campus and stuff like that, and just the people say, why do you get your hair cut like that? It's always a mistake, and stuff like that. And the gunnery sergeant looked at me and said, why the fuck did you do that, Haran? Like that. And I said, we're trying to impress you. He says, impress me by looking like a fucking idiot? That was great. And I said, oh, okay. I get it. And I never got a high and tight. I never ended up getting a when it's flat tops or anything like that.
Yeah. So what you're saying, though, is that Keith currently has a...
He doesn't have a high and tight. He has a mental patient haircut.
Mental patient haircut. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the prickly one. I mean, you shave your head. And he's trying to convince me. He goes, Jim, he thinks that would be a great idea for you to go and get it. I said, Keith, if the idea was we were primarily a video-based, I could see that being something, and then I'll go into the implications of what would happen at home. I understand it.
Right, yeah.
But for me doing that and showing my commitment to the show, doing something visual like that, people say, oh, you got a tattoo, but we didn't see you getting the tattoo. But you see the process of me having the tattoo. I have a tattoo. I always have a tattoo. I'm not reapplying a temporary tattoo.
Right.
On my body. It's always going to be there. It's always going to look exactly like until I get older and fatter and it starts stretching out and fading. Right. If I don't put enough lotion on it and stuff like that. But the process, getting a tattoo, you got a pain factor in it, and that's the reason why I thought it would be good audio.
Well, absolutely.
And you can hear it, and you can concentrate on the sound of the needle going in and stuff like that. But with getting your head shaved on the radio,
it doesn't
have the same impact.
No,
just going, there's all my hair, and then showing a picture of me with hair.
Painful.
Hey, listen, I don't. If you notice something, the one thing I do have that, and that picture may change. That Keys bartender label picture may change, but it's not me showing pictures of myself. I have a Russian passenger on the last one. I don't know what I'm going to do on this. A single wing. I should actually get a picture of Keith. Fucking Keith. And they said, right. Keith, doing it for the show, I can understand your dedication to trying to get me to get the fucking haircut. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm telling you, my Abby would fucking freak.
Yeah.
She would go, and I could not imagine how angry she would be. Now, if I had to get one because I was sick or something like that, she was just, why would you do that? You can see a tangible, not necessarily anger, but disappointment when I get a bad haircut.
Well, I was going to say, but now you are a 55-year-old male that has a full head of hair. I mean, you're not even thinning.
Well, that's...
So for Abby, for her, she probably thinks
that's one of the best things going on me.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Why would she want...
I mean, you heard about my stylist not working. Earlier. So yeah, actually.
But
I mean, and if and that's Abby hearing that and having her look at me and just doing that, I'm like, holy shit. I mean, I might as well shave it all the way down, but then it would be the process. I mean, do a little Joel Brenner on that.
No. So majority of my life, I've always had a 2 on the top and 1 on the side.
Yeah.
Very short hair.
Yeah.
Up until about 4 years ago,
yeah.
I started growing my hair out.
Yeah.
And I always keep saying, hey, I'm going to shave my head. She's like, all right, well, you can go live somewhere else.
Don't you dare.
I've always been like little, when I was younger, a little longer, never. The only reason I didn't wear it longer wavy hair is a bitch. If you're not going to be able to tie it back, you got wavy hair.
Well,
Up until about 6 months ago, I didn't.
Oh, really? It was straight?
very.
It's been very long straight. I had it.
Mine was always
a little
wavy and stuff like that.
ponytail, all this
I
kind of
always
stuff.
I always like that. I guess I always like that. If I saw
Jenna's
the little,
Medusa is rubbing off on
I
my
have
hair.
very, very, very curly hair.
yeah. Oh, it doesn't look it.
Oh, ridiculous! Like I have to pull it in the ponytail to pull it straight, and then if you look at everything after the ponytail, it's like it gets like I get like dreadlocks.
Yeah.
My hair is
very-
learning from hers.
I have very tight, naturally curly hair.
Yeah.
The longer it is, the more it chills out because it weights it down because it gets heavy.
Mhm.
But if I were to bob it, like
Yeah.
just at my shoulders, it would just curl up. And it's gross. I hate how curly.
When I was younger, I was really super slim, and with the shaved head, I kind of resembled the guy from either Midnight Oil, if you didn't know the band, or The Hills Have Eyes, a better movie that maybe people want, Weird Science, with the motorcycle weirdos that showed up during a party
Oh,
with the
yeah.
guy from Mad Max and the tall bald guy.
Yep.
That the tall bald guy would have been me. Actually, our faces are a little different. My face is a little different, but it's reminiscent because of the height. When you see a tall,
By the way, Jim, I cut hair.
yeah, you do.
I do.
Oh, nice job.
I cut hair.
So
Holy
I
shit.
cut
I
my-
can understand where you're
I
coming
like
from.
I like the length. Now Tyler has a stylish haircut. It's wavy. I always wanted to have that with kind of
little bit of length on the top.
length
so you
on
have
top
something-
and short on the side.
and short on the sides. Yeah.
I try to
cut-
tell the guy-
My children, well, my twins,
Yeah.
have my very, very curly hair, and I'm the only one that can cut
Mhm.
it. They have gone to a barber. I think maybe
3 times.
3 times in their lives,
Yep.
and they screw it up every time.
Yep.
But you have to understand how to cut curly hair. So of course, I cut their hair. My older son now, after being in college 6 years ago, had to go
Mhm.
get it cut at a barber. But when he comes home to visit, he wants haircut.
Yeah.
But I've always cut hair. I cut my first husband's hair. I cut
Mhm.
everybody's hair. Cut Tyler's hair. I cut everybody's hair. So
But I understand where you're coming from. Is because my high school years, I weighed no more than 120 pounds. I was skinny as could be.
oh,
And I always had a 2 on the top, 1 on the side. That's all it
seriously,
was.
he looked like a cancer patient.
So once I went to college and they say, oh, you're a freshman 15. Well, I gained 30. And I came back home and people are like, oh my God, you look so much better. Were you sick? Blah, blah, blah. And I had a couple comments that were like, you look like a neo-Nazi because your hair was so
Because
short.
it was
You were
so
so
short.
skinny. I used to wear
And
wife
white,
beaters
and
all the
he's-
time.
And he's
Yeah,
very-
I was more advanced with the black shirts. They thought I was a member of the Nazi Party.
Well, and he's very fair skinned and has
Yeah.
blonde hair.
Yeah.
So it was like,
And I'm like, no, I wasn't sick. I just didn't gain any weight. Now I wish I could drop about 15 pounds. But
I thought it was funny that Keith couldn't see the implications that would be for me because of my images for having. I would go. My commitment to doing if I did it for a show, it wouldn't be a quarter inch.
wow.
You know what it would be?
It would,
It'd be gone.
right.
And that would super piss off Abby.
Okay.
It'd be all gone. And there's
other
3
thing
things that work for that. There's 3 things. You're either an Olympic swimmer that's committed and doesn't like to wear this you have a latex allergy, right?
And you don't want to wear the condom.
You don't
on
want to
your
wear
head.
the condom on your head. You don't want to look like a dickhead.
Right.
Or you're a serial rapist and they shave all the body hair
Yeah,
off their
because
body.
They don't want the DNA. to be left
You
behind.
take it, yeah. You do that, or you're a super villain. A super villain.
So-
A super genius. Either of the I was a Superman fan, so Lex Luthor would be my thing. He was but I'm not necessarily a super genius. Or Dr. Evil, who was super Dr. Evil, not or the guy on Blofeld. Blofeld in 007, James Bond.
Oh, I know. what
He
you're
was
talking
always
about. Yeah.
It was Donald Pleasance originally. Donald Pleasance was he was one of the Blofelds. It was like an evil doctor, and he had a cat, and that's where you got Dr. Evil from. That was the.
Oh my gosh, Dr.
It was
Evil.
great.
Another-
He always would pet that. But Keith wanting me to do that, I'm going like this.
This is
He's
single-white
emulating me with the shirt, and then he wants me to get like Jennifer Jason Leigh did in the movie.
His haircut.
Oh, Bridget Fonda and Jennifer Jason Leigh, right?
Yeah.
And she emulated her, but he wanted to give and take.
She even
so he'll wear the
her
clothes in it,
boyfriend.
and then secretly
In the dark.
got all drunk, right?
Yeah.
Got the guy all drunk, and then
climbed in the bed and he recognized the haircut and was just like, "There you go," as on the lower.
you know what?
And, oh
that
my God.
was a sexy part of the movie.
Oh my
I mean, because think of it. The guy was tricked into screwing a different girl.
Well, he didn't actually screw her. She just,
Sucked his dick.
yeah.
Oh.
So my
Oh, you didn't want to say that?
No, well, I didn't.
You on the show? On the
Okay,
show?
yeah,
Are you
I
kidding
know,
me?
right? What the heck?
so my
Maybe I need
single
more
white
beer.
male story.
What?
Which
Do you have someone stalking you?
No, it's just we're talking
Not that
about
Keith is
cutting the
stalker.
hair and all that kind of stuff. So back when I was single and white and male,
You're not white anymore.
I had
He's
a
so white and he's so male.
No, he's more of an Indian.
He's not.
He looks like a Calusa.
I had one of those things where it was like, all right, what are you doing for Halloween? And I was like, all right, I'm going to go above and beyond. And my roommate's just like, well, what are you going to? I was like, nope, I got to surprise you. Jenna hates. I showed her the pictures of this.
Yeah.
She told me, because my head is very weirdly shaped, I became a crash test dummy. And my dedication to that was completely bald, shaven head.
Did you white up yourself?
I know I was already white. I wasn't out in the sun. I was up in Tallahassee and all this kind of stuff. So
Did you
I
have
was,
what they have markings on their head and stuff like that?
yeah,
I don't,
I did all that. I got gray sweatpants, a gray sweatshirt, shaved my head completely bald with a razor, everything. I did the little emblems all over and on top of my head. I showed Jenna that picture.
That's a great costume.
She swore
What?
to divorce me if I ever did that again.
Do not ever do that again. I'm not afraid.
I
of
can find the
divorce.
picture for you just so you can.
It's-
I want to see it. Oh, I got.
Okay, it's a
well,
piece
you know
of
what?
paper.
Matter of fact, send it to me.
Yeah, I'll
send it
send
to
it to
me.
you.
Oh, send it to me. You know why? Because that's going to be the
That
cover
could
of
be
this
it,
episode.
Although I wish we had a picture of Keith instead. But I will tell you what, though, Keith can pull off a buzz cut because he is not lean 6'5" with really good teeth.
Where's the compliment there? I didn't
I was trying to not.
insult him
Yes,
by saying not really great teeth.
he is not a 6'5" male with really nice teeth. That is lean.
Well, if he's 6'5", they just think he's like a
So when you are not that tall and not that lean, and your teeth aren't that great, that can be just a.
That sounds like a white nationalist. One of the southern ones, one that runs around with
You
the stars and bars.
I'm trying to.
The stars and bars. Holy shit! You do look like a mental patient
Yeah,
too.
actually,
the
it does.
combination.
So
Oh, look at
listeners-
this. Oh my god, with the
Yeah.
yellow and black
Yeah.
Jim is
marking.
now looking at
I went
Tyler's-
full blown.
Oh, that's great. That's a great costume.
So this is back in my college days, and I will not name certain names because one is now a freshly graduated law student, which I am very proud of him. But he was Johnny Quest.
Don't
Johnny
show me-
Quest.
Just don't show me.
My
Oh.
buddy was Johnny Quest.
You-
I was a crash dummy.
Did anybody go with Haji?
He was Haji because he's Guyanese, so he was Haji.
Oh, he went as Haji.
Yeah.
Who went? You could have went as Johnny Quest.
So I was a crash test dummy, and then my other buddy was from one of the Kardashian brothers.
You could've-
So
you
this is
could've-
the three of us in college.
The
or there's
Kardashian
another. There's
brothers.
another one. Oh.
There's only one
That is a
Kardashian
good-
brother. And
Okay,
that's
yeah, I
Bob.
see it.
I don't
And
want
he's too thin. Isn't Bob kind of like heavy? Kind of a
Rob Kardashian.
yeah.
Yeah, but Tyler. He's like one of the Kardashians. There's one. There literally is only one.
Yeah, and there's one less. And there's
They're
actually
all chicks,
there's
and
actually
they're-
one less. There's one less male
And-
associated with him
and
when you
money.
consider
And
Jenner
they're
switched
not
over.
Guyanese.
Well, that's not the Guyanese. The Guyanese became Johnny. What's his name? What was the character's name on Johnny Quest? I just said his
You
name.
just said it.
I forgot his name.
I don't know. It's one word. It was one name. It was like Madonna, but not.
Okay, but he also looks like someone from a 1940s movie where he would jump Gunga Din. It looks like Gunga Din.
So what is that?
And Gunga Din was
Yes,
Alright.
it's called a
So-
turban.
a turban. Or
He's trying to rap this and rap it and rap it, and I'm like, dude, just give me it. And I, no lie, wrapped it perfectly for him.
Really?
So his turban in that photo, I wrapped completely.
So then, this is funny that you know how to wrap a turban. Anyway, because not too long ago, my husband was at Disney with his sister and her family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of his family, and he sent me a text message and he goes, "What are you again?" I was
Really?
like, what am I? I'm Lebanese. And then he was like, "Oh, okay," because and then he sent me a picture of baklava.
Oh, good. That's
And I was
good.
like, "Yes,
That's good shit.
Well, they
But it
wanted
is
to
good
know why I actually chose it. And I studied it before I actually chose the baklava that I
He
did.
was like, "What are you
Because
again?"
she has taught me how to look at it and actually determine if it was true.
If it's real baklava."
And when I got it, I was able to taste it and everything, and I was like, "Yep, they did
But
it right."
wait a second.
It's just funny.
When it comes to that, it's like pierogies or pizza. Well, pizza's American invention, actually. But don't they have variations over there, too?
Well,
No one makes the same thing the same way.
No,
There's
no.
a classic
classic
baklava.
and the
and
phyllo dough. And
I know there's
and
a
the
classic,
honey,
but
and
everyone makes it. Everyone, but then
But
someone.
you could have Greek baklava and it's going
Yeah.
to taste the exact same as Lebanese baklava. It's all Mediterranean.
Mhm.
It's all right on the same spot.
You know what? I had when I was younger. They talk about that the lamb with rice and grape leaves.
Yeah.
And I hated it.
Oh.
And then I had it years later, and I loved it.
Best.
It's the best thing in the world.
Or like-
oh my God, Mediterranean food when you get it. Well,
Yes,
if you have
Mediterranean
I'm just like,
food is
hey, listen,
amazing.
Indian people are wonderful. I love Indian people and stuff like that.
Oh my
I
God,
just never,
word.
I never developed curry a
It
taste for
took me
curry.
forever.
I know. Eventually, I
be
bet there will be
introduced to curry,
something.
and my buddy.
There will be a time that maybe in a couple years that I'll be able to go back to it, but I still haven't.
I'm not a curry fan,
I bet you would be surprised if you
Green
become.
curry.
You might become.
but
Ugh.
I'm not a curry fan.
Yeah.
But Mediterranean food, most of it, I mean, anything with grape leaves, I love that. Some things that people don't
How about grape nuts? They're not grape and they're not nuts.
Tabbouleh.
It's fucking eating like little rocks.
Tabbouleh salad. Have you ever
Tabbouleh?
had tabbouleh salad?
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Tabbouleh
Have
salad
you ever had
and
kibbe?
I never had kibbe.
Kibbe? You can have fried
Oh, is that
kibbe.
the-
You can have raw kibbe.
Baked.
What's that?
Or
Beef
baked
or
kibbe. It is beef.
kibbe? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But it's you
I
can
may have tasted it.
It's I don't know. I like.
You know what? I'm from a big city, so they had every national. I mean, you had an Ethiopian restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is spicy.
a Somalian.
Fuck.
Yeah. Well, you have
Ethiopian
to.
Food. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
they like the spicy food.
I
Well, getting
love
back to
curry.
the costumes. To talk
Yes.
about getting screwing. I'll talk about screwing up a costume. My ex-wife and I decided we wanted to be Howard Stern and Robin Quivers. Right?
I'm Robin.
Okay. Well, she was
Jim is
she was
Howard.
bigger. She was a bigger girl, and she got me one of those curly hair, black wigs, and all that stuff. And because he's always fucking tan, she tried to tan up my skin, right? So I had a leather jacket. I had a cool leather.
Spray tan. Oh no! Back then it was like the rub-on tan.
It was a rub-on tan.
Yep.
And she
Orange.
got burn victim for black burn victim makeup for ramen, but she got a little too dark. But she looked real. And we went into I was smoking back then, cigarettes,
Yep.
and we stopped to get cigarettes before we went to this party, and we were going into the part of the city where even though wherever we were, there were where she got dressed up and she just passed. She had a fro, but the fro was a little too big. She should have got like a small fro.
She got the big fro.
And yeah, and the skin looked good. It was stuff like that. And one of the an African American woman looked at her and goes, "Are you serious? Are you in costume?" She goes, "I'm Robin Quivers." And she goes, "Well, why is your husband a Puerto Rican?" They had me as a Puerto Rican. Yeah, like you said, why just like a Puerto Rican stuff like that? And then we said, okay, no fucking pictures.
Right? Yeah.
We
no.
were committed, and then
No
I went to
pictures.
it. I took it off, and I just wore the wig. Who was I? And I decided to go the guy from
But Howard Stern's
Fame,
a white
a guy from Fame. Yeah, but he always had a tan.
Yeah.
And I had to get a tan, and I went too dark.
Yeah.
And I was darker than Puerto Rican. And I go like this. I said, "Holy crap! We were trying to imitate celebrities, Do not try to imitate a celebrity of another race other than yourself, unless you're going to if
that's the theme of the party. If that is the theme of the party is celebrities of not your race, then maybe that would be okay, because then you're following the theme of the party.
Yeah, it was great. And it was at a house, though. That house, I think we crashed there that night. And I woke up, and the roommate who was living there, one of her best friends, and I came downstairs. I was staying in the house, and laying on the couch was the other roommate, this waitress, really nice looking brunette, buck ass naked on the couch. And I wanted to get a cup of coffee, and it was a small house in Philadelphia. It was near a row home. It had 3 stories.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I go back upstairs, and my wife said, "You can't drink coffee up here. I can hear you. I want to sleep. You got to go downstairs." I said, "I can't go downstairs." And she goes, "Yeah, go downstairs and drink your coffee." And I go downstairs, and I'm sitting in a chair, and all I'm doing is staring at the naked roommate the whole time. And she didn't seem to mind. She woke up, "Hey, how are you doing?" Like
okay,
that.
so nerd moment. You know why they're rural houses, right? You know why they're like really tall and skinny?
Good. What?
Because back then the city would tax them based on the street front that they would take up. So if you built your houses to be really narrow, which we call shotgun houses,
Yeah.
if you can shoot from the front door to the back door with a shotgun and go straight the fuck through, your taxes are so tiny because you're only taking up.
They were. Oh my God! Some
They're
of these
everywhere.
houses were so.
Old cities are like that. Duluth, Minnesota's like that. Downtown Minneapolis
Oh my
is
God!
like that.
Oh well, and well, even
And they roll homes, we
the houses
call them
that
shotgun
were built in the 1700s.
Yes.
Oh my God! Well, because it's older than the Midwest.
Yeah.
Even some of the Key West houses now.
The Key West
are
houses.
shotgun houses.
It was actually. It was literally.
New Orleans.
I hate to even say it was anywhere between 8 and 9 feet wide.
Yep. And that's it. That's all you
And
got.
then how the hell they got up this?
So they would put their kitchens at one end, usually at the back.
Yeah.
And then they would put their
Well,
living
because the
rooms in
stairways are
front.
going up, and they made the
Yep.
kitchens wider, and the living rooms were so freaking tiny.
Yep.
But you didn't have a television; you
But
just
you
had
to
a
walk
radio.
through.
Yeah.
Like, so if you put the door in the center of your 8-foot wide house or your 9-foot wide house, you'd end up walking right through your center of your living room.
Yep.
And then as soon as you got to the center, you could find your staircase to go up. But they would make them taller.
Yeah.
Instead of making them wider, they would just make them taller to accommodate more bedrooms.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
There's
but
something I
isn't
learned
it
something new.
cool?
Shotgun houses.
Shotgun houses, and it's all because of the street front. You were taxed based on the footage of the street front you would take up. So
That
that's
makes
why
a
they're.
lot of sense.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Well, not for people that
Well,
want
they would
to
actually
get a fucking
sacrifice
big
that.
screen
Well, back then
television.
they were minimalized.
But they.
I know.
But then
They
too.
didn't have all
Have you ever
that we
tried to
have.
move furniture? I mean, it's funny. You try to move furniture into the doorways and the stairwells are so. I moved people into some of these houses where I literally had to get rid of the furniture
Yeah.
that they
Or you
couldn't
have
get
to
into the house.
Disassemble it and then
We
put it back
had-
together.
Well, there were single piece ones.
Yeah.
Disassemble our sliding glass door here just to get our appliances in this
Even
house.
though this house is built in 1996, we had to take that whole door thing all out just to be able to get the new refrigerator. It was the refrigerator.
And the stove, too.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This is interesting because that segues into another bit I wrote down, and we did discuss it earlier. Technological advancements, particularly.
Yes.
Particularly.
Okay.
No, we'll go
particularly-
to over the last
access
year. Over the
up
last
in-
year, we talked about artificial intelligence,
Yes.
connectivity, how people always hooked
Absolutely.
up.
Do you know that
I mean,
we-
hence we're doing the
My
podcast.
oven has Wi-Fi. That's really cool, by the way.
I can,
So you can turn on your
I
oven.
can prep a roast before I go to work, put it in the oven, and I can go to work. And I can start my oven about 2 hours before I leave, so by the time I get home, it's ready to baste it or do whatever.
Yes. So my oven is technically advanced. Not so much as, some of the other
Well, the
things that were-
refrigerator. You
were-
remember the first time the refrigerators? It was
Well, back when they
10
were
years ago,
ice
where they
boxes.
started going like this, where you tell you when you needed milk and you needed eggs and all that. You know about that?
Some of the ones right now that
Yeah.
you can double tap your door,
And they
and it's a mirror image on a screen of what's inside, so you don't have to open your door to see what's in there.
Yeah.
That's a little overkill, I think.
It is.
That's
And now
Now-
some you can access your Facebook, you can do Pandora,
you
your
should do it
weather,
with a
all that kind of
person.
stuff.
Go up to their forehead and go, "Oh, fucking insane!" You know, tap their-
I'd love to
the
see
screen
right
come on
through
and you
the
see
face. What's in there?
little cow dancing
Right.
on a ball there in the
So,
moonlight.
like, I have a brand new car, which
What?
I think is pretty advanced,
Mhm.
right? And I have a 2019. But then we just bought a new truck, and a carryover, so it's a
Yeah.
2018, but brand new.
Yeah,
That thing has a mind of its own. Like, I thought my car was a nerd car. Holy crap. Tyler's truck can just tell you everything. The outside temperature, this and that.
Your car
Now,
does that.
when it starts to fly,
that's where we go to
that's
play.
where we're gonna go next. So
Well,
when they start to making
Well,
a diesel
on
that
a
fly-
news feed I got, it was 10 companies building flying vehicles that aren't airplanes
right.
or jets.
So, but some of them are designed after the same technologically advanced BS that they have like with drones, right?
No.
So some of them
And they're
will-
doing electric. A lot of there was I saw. I can understand you can do compression with jet propulsion with electric, and they do. There is I'm not an engineer, but I understand the basic principles of jet propulsion. I don't know Bernoulli's equation on lift and all that stuff, but
Versus
and I
driving
understand.
rotation.
I understand a drone. Because drone operates pretty much like on an electric battery. That I used to have a remote controlled plane when I was a kid.
right.
That
But
was that way.
with a
But
drone, you're talking about the difference in
What-
the propellers and the
when
angle.
they built the new drones, when they called the quadcopters, it precipitated it anticipated or got rid of the need for tail rotors.
Yes.
And if you have all these
Because you
rotor
would
spinning,
have
it
multiple.
made it a more stable craft. So a lot of these vehicles that they're building are built on these quadcopters or octocopter concept, and you just see a big ring about it, and it's a 1 or 2 person pod, electric. So fucking they're gonna up to 60 to 70 miles of range.
Right.
60 to 70 miles of range. I didn't think you'd ever get out of an electric air vehicle. Are you kidding me?
I'm still fascinated by the app that I have for my
It's
new
the
Ram.
lithium
that
ion.
I'm on a completely other side
Keep on
of
talking about it. I got to get a refill.
an acre
I
of
know.
property, and I can go onto my app and remote start my vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm still fascinated by that. Like, yeah, okay, I can hit my clicker when I'm close enough to it and remote
Yeah.
start it.
Oh,
But
they
I-
had that. No,
But I can go on my app and remote
thank you.
start it. That's
God bless you.
fascinating still
Can you
to
get?
this
Oh,
day.
look at that, China. You are pretty amazing. Look at that. I had a little difficulty
like
with
the
that. And you,
simplicities of life like that is just.
they had
wonderful.
that on they had it at least in the 2011.
Yeah.
The 2011, maybe before, but it's nice to be able to locate your vehicle
Yep, and it
with your
has that
phone
too.
and your key, and do whatever you want. Hit the headlights, hit the tail lights.
So if I go to an airport or she takes my truck to an airport and you park the car,
Yeah.
it can hit Route 2 and it'll actually show you the route to get to your vehicle. And it
As
has
a
the horn
pedestrian.
and light as well that you can do all that stuff.
I wish I used that at Fort Lauderdale Airport. Did I tell you about that?
No.
There was only at the airport. Well, the only problem they didn't tell is the level you had to be on to cross between the parking garages to get, because it was actually outside, and the parking garage was outside the main terminals, still connected to the airport.
And it's like the third floor is
Yes.
the only one that
The only one that
crosses
goes
over
across.
to it.
Okay.
Unless you run across all the crazy traffic.
The thing about, remember, what was it? How many weeks ago? Was it 4 weeks ago? We looked up, and it was an auto gyro
Yes.
going across. It's Alan Wood, the owner of Forest Tech, the company in Alamorada.
That thing's cool as
That's
shit.
the yellow auto gyro. And the auto gyro's been, I'm just speculating, it's been around since the late 30s, early 40s. What happened is Sikorsky, the company that makes helicopters, they came up with Igor Sikorsky was doing it up in Pennsylvania, Willow Grove, Pennsylvania.
But that's like 21st century shit nowadays.
Well,
Back then.
Well, The reason it came up with the auto gyro is because they had a way to create lift from the rotor and have the back one going the opposite direction to keep it from spinning. Now, the pure helicopter, they didn't necessitate the synchronization of the tail rotor with the lift rotor to keep it from spinning in a clockwise manner to get all that.
Rotation.
So the auto gyro's been around for like 80 to 70 years.
It has.
But the new ones that are coming out now, and you're thinking, I think especially helicopter pilots are very skilled people. They have to control the rate of speed of the tail rotor with the rotor and the pitch at the same time. I'm not saying it's harder than a multi-engine jet pilot or anything like that.
It is, and
it's just very difficult. It's very difficult. It's very kind of. But now they're talking about these new ones either being autonomous, automatic, or just like a joystick.
Here's what the difference is.
What?
So if you were to take it into the marine side for a quick second and look at a propeller on a left-hand motor and a right-hand motor on a boat, those propellers turn in opposite directions of each other. So that's what's happening with the gyros is they're keeping themselves equidistant.
Yeah.
And if you keep the pressures and the speed the same, then you will go in a straight line.
Yep.
If you slow one to the other, you will turn.
Yep.
But that is an easy mathematical equation which a computer can understand.
Yep.
But most helicopters with a single gyro and
a tail
rudder cannot calculate and compute that because
now they can.
Well, they can, although you want them to do it manually. Like if you were to take like a helicopter pilot that flies a regular helicopter
you have to,
in the Coast Guard.
You have two different pedals.
I know, but the way they have them now, if you could create a program to use a joystick to create lift and direction, and the computer decides what speed it is. Now, having the pilot have control is the way you can. It's the fail safe, meaning you need to do it. But But nowadays, with the ones that are coming out, like I'm saying, is there's no particular training that's needed to fly a lot of these vehicles, other than it's pretty much. The scary point is there's no regulation, and now we're putting up vehicles up to, I don't know what they weigh. I got to gauge if you're going to. I mean, obviously, if it's a 2-passenger, 500 pounds. And the vehicle itself could be like 1,500 pounds over your head.
You and I can build an ultralight and go out and fly it with no.
Yeah, there's some glide restriction. But the ones they're building right now, there's actually a Japanese company that's building one that has a built-in parachute, which it's still not. If you're going to land over a heavily populated area, it's still not. What if you're over a highway? You know how a lot of pilots used to fly? I mean, old. You know how they used to fly?
Yeah.
They followed highways.
Yeah, I know. That's why they would land on them in emergency.
Yeah. They followed highway because they didn't know how to navigate. They never learned how to navigate.
That's crop dusters and stuff like that. Is what
yeah.
We're talking about.
So on our previous episode, you know how we were talking about the unidentified flying objects?
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So about 10 years ago, when I was coming back from Tallahassee, I take my normal turnpike all the way down as much as I can and get through a toll plaza, and I look out to my right side, and no lie, this aircraft was just hovering. Now, it wasn't a helicopter, it was an airplane just hovering in one solid state. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? It's like, there's no way, because I'm driving at 80 miles an hour.
Because
and
he had enough lift with wind.
His jets weren't facing front to back.
Mm.
So back then, that was completely and utterly fascinating to me because they were rotational.
Yeah, he's talking about the
VTOL.
Yeah,
a vertical takeoff and landing.
Right. Yeah. So but, what you can.
I don't know even how to pronounce it. That that way. But
Well, 9 years ago, I was like, holy shit.
well, they have those too. They're building those too, where the vertical takeoff. Now, there's the traditional airplane cars where it's a straight.
still have
It's
to
a
take
straight
off.
that you still have to take
Yeah.
off. And that's an
Right.
airplane, and you
Right.
still have to be a pilot.
Yes.
Something.
But what they're
But they
saying
had
is the
those since the
new-
50s. They had those since the 50s. They had these fold-out, non-fixed wing aircraft that would. They used to show those concepts, and it wasn't a hard
They were
concept.
part of
You had
the
a small,
EAA.
you had a small motor that drove your wheels, and your bigger motor was to drive your propeller. And they showed like in Arizona or something like that, these communities
This
where they
wasn't
call it.
quite a commercial plane,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a crop duster.
Yeah.
And it was just hovering in one spot.
Mm.
And to me, back then, 10 years ago,
You thought you were going to be.
No.
that was completely and utterly
CAD's
fascinating.
with
Kidnapped an anal
with the
phone.
development of fucking
I mean, if
CAD
they wanna do
systems
that,
and
sure, feel
artificial intelligence, people say they get these workarounds around problems where engineers have to work years to do. They solve in weeks,
Yeah.
and they go and say, well, we can do this, and now they're building battery technology. So, well, the best way to do it, because they go and say the densest power. The most efficient engine, like I said, is an electric. But the only problem with electric is the storage. And we had this debate, and you're right, 100% right.
They don't-
But they're building ways. They're building the storage into the structure.
They have to be able
They're
to
building-
do it in a non-nuclear
Which we talked about yesterday.
atmosphere, because you can have the storage if it's nuclear storage. But you
What's nuclear storage? What do you mean?
Oh gosh, like a power plant.
Yeah.
You know how much uranium it takes to run one?
No,
reactor?
but I know what you mean.
Like
How does the
nuclear
nuclear
storage.
have to do with an aircraft?
What I'm saying is that if you had nuclear power in an aircraft, it could run for years.
Well,
you
we're not
can't
talking about
do
that.
that in
well,
an aircraft,
wait, first of
and
all,
that's your
we
storage.
just found a battery passenger one, going 70 miles.
That's huge.
So that's a step. That's a step in the right.
Right.
Now, if someone figures out they build into the structure that makes it structurally sound, the storage capacity into the structure. I'm not saying it's possible, but think about it. If part of the thing
is
that makes it strong,
possible, but you
even
have
in the
to
rotors.
have your batteries or the structure be able to maintain.
no, because the
it.
still
motor,
tell you
the motor
exactly.
itself,
An electric motor
is so much
very,
lighter.
very efficient, and
powerful.
Very powerful, and the horsepower is immediate.
Mm-hmm.
Immediate. There's no revving up. There's no gaining RPMs just to get there.
No,
It's immediate.
I'm not arguing that thing.
No.
It's just amazing.
No,
and then
okay.
we're going to have, but when this thing holds up, when this thing shows up, dollars to donuts,
I will tell
the
you what-
assholes down here that have money, they're going to show up here. And they were telling the thing,
the
they were
card
saying when they
drone.
release it, remember, think about all the Teslas we see down here. There's no Teslas, I mean, the amount of Teslas percentage-wise that show up down here are amazing. I see them on the road, you see the T sign,
Yeah.
you see the T sign.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
You're going to start seeing flying cars going, because someone that says, I'm going to go up to Miami. Once they get like a 70-mile leg on one of these things, they say, well, fuck, I don't have to get on an overseas highway. All I need is a landing pad outside my house. The problem is with the Keys, it's very tightly packed.
Yes.
And you'd have to create,
You'd have to have your own helipad. If
or a community one.
well,
Create a couple acres where you can go and take off, and they'll take over some land and say they'll buy up some land and say, hey, this is where you can park your thing. You drive there and you can go and take off with your. And the pricing was incredible.
the bad
$100,000 for some of these ones for a personal flying vehicle like that. That's pretty
Now
inexpensive.
we have the technology for the battery power and the battery life. What we don't have is the remapping capability.
What,
of
remapping?
of the ECUs, and that's the electronic control module, right? The ECM,
ECM.
Electronic control unit, depending on who the manufacturer is. But
I got your unit right here.
so
Get it?
this is what it.
Oh, okay.
But for example, Zero motorcycles. There's a motorcycle out there called Zero motorcycle.
I heard about that one.
Okay, they have a battery.
Electric one.
Right, and when they first came out, it was like 2,000 2008, I want to say.
Was it 20 miles?
And but they never had to change the battery. 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. They didn't have to change the battery. The battery was fine. It had the capability. It was the ECM, or the ECU, that they couldn't get to remap properly with their computer programs to tell the battery how to be more efficient.
Yeah.
So it's a computer.
Oh, they did that with the Tesla. Every so often they come up with these updates, and it got 8% more efficiency. It went up from 325 to 357.
Exactly. So it's the ECU remapping that they have a problem with, and it's all computer programs. They just have to get the battery.
Imagine you could do that with fucking people. If you can get because obviously, you know, our president believes. And it is not political. His belief that humans have a certain amount of energy in their body.
Well, we do have a certain amount of energy.
Yeah, you use it up and that's it.
Oh,
no. Lifetime energy.
Oh.
That's why he doesn't work out. That's his theory behind working out. Just do what Google on the things. It doesn't make him good or bad. That part doesn't make him good or bad.
That makes him uneducated.
No. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's for the people that are listening to decide.
Okay.
Whether it's real or not. But he decides, you know, and when they say, you know, all you have to do, Mr. President, is get on the treadmill and walk a couple miles, and you will see benefits, and you'll lose weight, you'll get some toning and stuff like that. And you go, no, because I believe, and he's smarter than in order to become a leader, I think you have to have a certain amount of confidence in your intelligence. You do. Yeah. Hey, no, my face. This is not. Hey, you know what? This is not a pro or con. This guy here.
Right.
I think you have to have a certain.
He's like absolutely ignoring science. And
well, wait a second. Isn't it the same thing with global warming and stuff like that? Whether ignoring science, that if 95% of the scientists say, or 98% say that human activity.
But we all do have energy. But it does
throughout the day, yes. There's an amount you can't work for 48 hours necessarily really hard and without destroying your body. But yeah. I mean, but this is their belief.
Are you physically
so imagine if you can reimagine a system that if we're an organic system
that
where we could remap the way we distribute our energy. The way we work, the way we shut down, the way we do things. And, I mean, I don't know anything about the human physiology where you could do it. I mean, we're a biological system, and there's more inorganic systems that have more exact stresses and they have a life thing. But a biological system can rebuild itself.
Yes, it can.
And the only reason why humans become decrepit is a breakdown in cellular structure as they get older, and that's aging.
But a lot,
and because there's a lifetime, and this is where he believes the battery idea of energy. But some people say you can increase you can tilt the scales your direction by.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of what they were thinking back in the day when it was electroshock therapy. That you can alter parts. Now, is he trying to say that, you could hook electrodes up to you and generate power? No.
Well, I'm talking about generating.
But to be able to alter your
patterns, thinking patterns,
stuff like that, to
energy patterns,
change things in your human sense, then I'm sure one day.
It could be through the anus. It could be that vibrating butt plug. We go right down there. It could be that fucking vibrating butt plug.
That's why the aliens keep abducting you guys.
And doing anal probes.
Because they're just trying to...
We say guys. They do it with the women, too.
I know, it's mostly guys.
Women get anally probed a lot.
Well, yeah, but not necessarily
if you watch the movie,
not by electrical shit.
No, not by electrical.
Usually it's by you guys.
Wait a second. Women anally probe other women.
Right. Still, women.
And they do a lot of scissoring. A lot of
Trying to cut
scissoring.
each other in half.
What,
Yes.
what I think.
Scissor me timbers.
Scissor me timber.
I'm sorry, I had to throw that out there. It's lame. I lifted that from South Park. I always attribute the what, if I recall, when I'm getting it from. Listening once again, Beverly Hills.
Oh.
If you're listening to Beverly Hills.
If you're losing.
And we want to say hi to Brazil.
Hello, Brazil.
Hello, Brazil.
We
And there's a
like your
song.
butt.
You know this song? Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah.
Brazil. Brazil. There's a song, Brazil. You ever hear that one?
I'm waiting for you
It's
to
a beautiful.
finish
I
singing
can't sing it. It's a beautiful song, and this is. It's going to sound very effeminate, but it's this band called Pink Martini.
Oh.
It has a female singer. It's a big band, and it's classic. They do classic music from the 50s and 60s, big band music and stuff like that. 40s, 50s, 60s.
Heck yeah.
And there's one called Brazil, and that woman had such a beautiful voice. I never want to see a picture of her. You know why? Because they'll never match.
Well, of course not. What you have
It'll
in your
never
head.
match her voice.
Yeah.
It'll never match her voice. You ever had that thing? I know it's segueing into it
I will
imperfectly.
say Brazil has a lot of beautiful humans.
What's a big country? You know what? Oh
I'm
yeah,
not just
pick
saying
any
female
big
or
country. Pick a big
male,
country that
they
doesn't
a
have
lot
beautiful
of
people.
humans there.
There's. You're right. I mean,
Pick any country that
every
doesn't.
country has beautiful
Russia,
people. Oh, my
China,
goodness.
Chinese
Svetlana.
women.
Think about Svetlana, love.
How about one of
how
the Jonas
pretty she
brothers?
is.
Jonas brother married that Indian
I have my
actress.
Svetlana
Okay,
picture
well,
on my
no, but the
phone.
Jonas brother guy married an Indian actress.
She's, yes, India.
She is gorgeous.
I know.
I mean, everyone. And Africa. Who? What do you mean? Oh, you say, oh my God? Are you kidding me? All the actresses and Maria Luanga, that one that was in 12 Years a Slave,
Oh.
and all that.
Oh, where is Sophia from? Sophia Vergara. She's gorgeous.
From South America.
South America. She's she's beautiful. No, she's Colombian. Is she Colombian?
It's South America then.
I think she's Colombian.
Colombia, South America.
I don't even know, but she's gorgeous.
Well, I mean, or Caribbean, you know. So, but there is
There's
there is
beautiful
no
people
divide everywhere.
And wherever
how do we
you
get there?
beautiful
How do we
people-
get there from here?
Wherever our beautiful people are listening from, we welcome you. to
We
our
do
podcast.
welcome you, and that's why we get them, because we are not a.
Because
And
we have radio voices.
also, out of a healthy marriage,
What?
you're still able to look and be able to express with your wife. On where
Oh, we do it
beautiful
all the
people
time.
are.
Abby does that with me. I'm
Yeah.
sure you guys do it.
Yeah.
I know how to look. I
I
just
go
can't
like this. But you know what? And the thing about
you have
the
all kinds of-
visual,
Not getting into the
there's a visual way of finding someone's beautiful, and then there's a way in present when you go in there and say, "Oh my God, how beautiful the person is," because you find out how beautiful. And it's going to sound really kind of wishy-washy. How beautiful their spirit is.
Yeah.
And you go like this and say, "Jenna, you are beautiful."
I haven't met my future ex-wife in person, so I can't
Okay, I will tell you this.
go through with all the rest
He
of
has
yours.
a celebrity crush. He has a hall pass.
I have
Who
two,
is it?
actually.
Who is
well, there's the
Two.
one that I know of is
No, you know both of them.
it? What?
One just got canceled off the TV show that I'm absolutely in
What
love
is it?
with.
Oh, Penny.
No.
Who is it? Oh, Penny from Third Rock from the Sun?
NCIS.
Oh, and yeah.
Abby.
Oh, Abby.
Was that the one with the
Abby.
tats?
Yes.
Yeah. He
She
liked.
was.
He liked.
Forensic scientist. Abby. She.
Yeah.
Well, wait a second. I have such a wide. I mean, you
Okay.
can tell someone
She's just,
with a
like,
shitload
down
of
to
tats,
fucking earth in
or
the
someone
show.
that looks
Even
like.
in real life, I've followed on some of her things, and it's like she's one of those cool ass bomb people.
Well, I hope we get famous enough that you can meet him, but not in the way.
Okay, so the other one,
What?
his other hall pass,
What?
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick.
Oh, the one from the singing
Perfect.
shows. In
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
tough.
I find her personality
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. I don't necessarily find it, but when she's talking, when she's giving her thing, I do. I loved her in Up in the Air. What's that? Up in the Air?
No,
With
that
John-
was Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, Up in the Air
Up in the
with
Air?
George Clooney. The Air Up There or something.
The Air Up There was Gwyneth
No,
Paltrow
George
and-
Clooney, where he's flying, he's a guy that fires people and stuff like that. And that-
I was thinking of the air. Is it the air up there? The air up
I don't know
there?
what the name of them.
Up there.
Christ, I'm
'Cause,
losing it.
you know,
We had
'cause-
enough to drink. I
Well,
think.
we were talking about the flight attendants, and that
Up in the air. Yep.
it was
She's in that one. George
She was
Clooney,
so
yep.
good in it. She actually had a breakdown in it and stuff like that. That was one of her better.
She was Natalie Kenner.
Yeah, she was
so
kind of like
that's Tyler's hall pass. What's yours? What's your hall pass?
Oh, and Zach.
Oh, I know. I had this show. This comedian came up with
too.
one, and I never picked celebrities.
What?
I never picked celebrities.
You don't have a celebrity hall
No,
pass?
I have locals that I pick.
Oh, goodness.
So if you ever get to me, and they go and you make a thing, and she goes, "Oh, I love Brad Pitt. I love this." You go, "You know what I love? I love our babysitter." If I ever get the chance, I get the baby. Who has a better chance? Who has a better chance?
I need to watch this movie. It's
Yeah,
got a lot of my favorite actors in it.
It's such a good movie. It was such a good.
Kutcher,
Amy
Guerra,
Warren,
which is in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is the new police movie
Yeah.
or TV show.
So I know
Well,
that
you.
I know the locals.
What's yours?
So I don't have.
What do you mean the locals?
I know
Who?
the locals. I want to know which one of the locals is your hall pass.
I don't have a whole pass. No. You know, I'm 55 years old right now. I love who I'm with, and I realize your mind is a playground that your body doesn't have to
Yeah, you're
doesn't have to participate in, and you don't have to have. Oh, some people may call it cheating and stuff like that. I call it remaining loyal and not being physically tempted or.
I've never once in our 6 years together ever thought about cheating. Never.
Well, when you say thought about, wait a second. Okay.
I'm sure you've thought.
No.
Thinking. And see, actually, thinking with the freedom of thought, we always maintain that. We always maintain the freedom of thought. But you know what? It's a possibility. That's a possibility. It is. What's your celebrity question?
I don't really have one.
There's not one person. Who do you think is attractive?
I think that the old Ben Affleck was attractive.
I used to get a little of him, and I used to get Christopher Reeves when I was younger.
Well, I could see that one. I don't see Ben Affleck, but I see.
I know, but there's younger people used to think.
But Ben Affleck now it's just like yucky.
I know, but I got him when he was younger.
But I
got it. You get him.
She has a crush on the one she styles my hair after.
No, I don't.
No?
Absolutely
Who's that guy?
Not at all.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
I think he's creepy and weird.
Who is he?
Depp. I think Johnny Depp is creepy and weird. I just like his haircut.
Fuck, man. If that guy isn't so good in the Pirates of the Caribbean, he is so fucking good in that movie. It's just
that
like,
guy is good
and you know
in
what?
everything.
I'll
so
say
many other
Tom
movies, too,
Cruise
though.
is a fucking loon. But in so many movies I watched him, and I go, fuck, I can watch Tom Cruise. I like Tom Cruise. I love him as an actor. I love him as an actor.
I love him as an actor.
Personally, I don't want to hear about your mind fuck stuff in
exactly.
Scientology.
Like I don't, meh. I have no desire to, meh. No. But then again, you know, I am a 40-year-old female that is married to a late 20-something.
I know.
So
cradle robber.
What do I need to worry about? Like, what do I...
No, but you don't have anybody.
Not really.
You don't have anything you find attractive? George Clooney? You don't like him?
No, yeah, well, George Clooney reminds me of my first husband.
Holy fuck.
Well, I mean, look at my children.
Oh, my
They
God.
look like
Are
George
you
Clooney's.
kidding me?
Yeah, he looks a lot.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
He looks just like
Holy
Paul.
shit. Okay, whoa. Let me pick a guy. Jude Law.
Jude Law.
yeah.
He's the guy that hung out with the...
Okay, wait.
Prostitute.
Let me pick one. No, that's Hugh Grant.
Okay. Oh, shit, that's right. Oh, no, Jude
got the
Law's
wrong
the
one.
Jude Law's the one that slept with his babysitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. You know what? I can't. You know what's funny? I can't pick
You
guys.
can't pick a guy for me, right? Because
No, I don't think of handsome guys all the time. I always think of
don't
women.
either.
Ask me about beautiful women.
Okay, so
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay, Gwyneth
obviously.
Paltrow.
Charlize Theron.
Right.
God damn.
My long one has been shit. Now I can't think of the name. Tomb Raider.
Give me. Oh my God.
Goodness.
Oh,
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina.
Yeah, but
original.
No, she's fucking nuts.
Original Tomb Raider.
Fucking nuts. Sorry, if you're the listener in Beverly Hills, we apologize.
I
Just saying,
apologize.
back when I was watching Tomb
Angelina,
Raider.
just
You work
chill.
through it. You know what? If you want to call in, we can do that.
It's
Who
all
else?
right.
Who
We'll take
else?
celebrity call-ins.
Yeah, that would not serve.
Just
Someone always said it. There was a
never
guy you'd ever
taken
sleep
it
with. Would you sleep with? Someone asked me, is there a guy would you ever sleep with that you think is so attractive? And I said, no, there isn't, because it would change the nature of the attraction. Because I emulate people, not attract
single white male.
Yeah, single white man. I emulate them, not attracted that way.
Right.
And I guess oh my God.
Who would you like to emulate? Would be a better question.
Okay, that's a really good question. I'm thinking about it.
Male or
What did you say?
Male or female.
Oh,
Well, that's, you know what, actually, that's a good
it is
good
really,
question
a very
right there.
good addition to the question.
I don't really, as you get older, I guess that changes, doesn't it? So it used to be, when I was younger, I was a Superman fan. I mean, before Superman was a movie, before Christopher Reeves, I read the comic
books, yeah.
the comic books. And then Christopher Reeves came about. And then when I was in high school and college, once I got to college, people used to say I looked a lot like Christopher Reeves because I was around the same size. I think there was but he, obviously, the guy was a lot better looking than I was.
Well, you were the doppelganger, though.
I wasn't a doppelganger. No.
You ever did that Facebook thing where it takes your picture and...
I think
you
they
your
may
doppelganger?
have, but my nose and my chin and my skin wasn't like him. That guy was a handsome
I
guy.
had one when I was growing up.
What?
Middle school, high school, someone I wanted to
Yeah.
emulate.
Who was it?
Based on my appearance,
You know who he looks like.
take my hair and shave it back down to a 2 or a 1. Put me back at about 120 pounds and I could rap.
No, I disagree. He
Vanilla
does not.
Ice.
He does not look like Eminem.
Eminem. Okay.
No.
Back then, during my middle school and high school,
Maybe back when you were a crash test dummy, you scrawny weirdo. God, no. He looks like Leo. He looks like Leo DiCaprio.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You look Leo
bitch, get off my
DiCaprio
door
Leo
and
in-
survive.
in-
at 32.
beach.
At 32. At 32.
Yep.
Not at beach.
Like,
At 30, 28 to
He
32.
looks like Leo.
Yeah.
Now, what
right
I got-
before Inception.
What I got.
Before he got,
got-
maybe
right
maybe
before
at
that.
Inception. Right at Inception. I
Listen, if
get it.
there ain't enough room on that door for two of us,
That's pretty good.
You getting off?
That's pretty good, isn't it?
He looks like Leo.
No, I'll take that.
But
Everything.
my doppelganger was always, well, of course, I don't look that way anymore. But I was always Britney.
Britney Spears?
Britney, bitch.
Oh, did she get banned? Did
Yeah.
her agent just came out this
I
weekend?
don't know, probably.
Brittany, if you're listening,
I'm
we
sorry,
support you.
Brittany.
And I said, I saw her when she was dressed in.
Schoolgirl outfits.
Oh my! Oops! I did it again.
Yeah.
And I go, oh my God!
I had a crush
How
on her
many
growing up,
times have guys jacked off
too. I had a
watching?
crush on her.
Yeah, oh my God!
Before she started shaving her hair and
Yeah,
all that
before
kind
she
of
Oh, I
lost
know,
her
but
mind.
oops! I
Yeah.
did it again, and then, oh my God! Are you
So,
kidding me?
but I had
That was made. That
really-
wasn't made
Yeah.
for. That was not made for teenage boys.
No.
That was made for guys in their 30s. That was made for guys in their 30s.
Of course, because they fantasize about schoolgirls in their uniforms.
Britney Spears
Yeah.
in her uniform.
Yeah.
I know it just
But
the
I-
way it is. That was,
Yeah.
and it's called fantasizing. It's
Hey,
not
there you
called
go.
actuality.
Doesn't mean you actually
No.
did anything.
Hey,
on
listen.
purpose.
I think we're at it
Probably,
over an
yeah.
hour.
Yeah, I was
We're
gonna
at
say, we went a little over.
Well, it's all right. We can always go over. I mean, we weren't. I don't think we had enough for a third show today, but we had enough for a mega show. Why not? And we
Mega
got you.
show.
And Beverly Hills people, if you're listening, you can contact us. And Brazil,
You can.
we will
contact-
give you a wax.
Oh, I have an at-home wax machine.
We have an at-home wax
come,
machine.
Come to the Keys, I'll wax you. It'll be great.
I want to be there.
Yeah.
If it's a check
As
and
long
you're
as it's
hot,
not girl waxing.
I'll wax a girl. I'll wax the girl.
Wait, Jim will wax the girl.
And she'll wax the guy.
Yeah, I'll wax the guy.
Wax on, wax off. There we go.
There we
Okay,
go.
this is the Keys Barton. Oh, I
Spreaker,
blasted it out.
iHeartRadio.
iTunes.
Facebook,
iTunes.
Any avenue that you
Yep.
have to reach out to us, we will definitely answer you.
We'll reach out to you.
Absolutely. Well,
We'll
We'll grab each other.
and we'll give you a happy ending.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye.
This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com.
Right now, you can get both Sprint's unlimited plan and the all-new Samsung Galaxy S10 included for just $35 per month per line for 5 lines. All you need is approved credit and an 18-month lease. No trade-in required. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT-1.
Phone $15 a month after $22.50 a month. Credit apply within 2 bills. If canceled earlier, main balance due. Unlimited basic after 6/30/20. Pay $32 per month per line for 5 lines with auto pay. Data deprioritization during congestion. Speed maximums. Use rules and restrictions apply.